Welcome, everybody. This is Imran from Digital Learning Partners, and I'm here with Yusuf Chowdhury, the WordPress maestro. Um,
What's going on, my man?
and I'm doing good. How about you, brother?
Excellent.
Excellent. So today is the conclusion of our series, huh? This series, it's part six,
Yep.
free plugins versus premium plugins. So, Yusuf, why don't you give us a high-level overview of what we covered over the first 5 weeks?
Why don't you go through that? It's a
So,
lot.
so guys, we basically started this series off talking about WordPress. And Yusuf did a great job at explaining why WordPress is in some ways king. It's utilized by most people who want to build websites. I forgot the exact percentage, Yusuf. Do you remember off the top of your head?
I think it's like 30% of the internet is built on WordPress.
So very high. The second week we talked about WordPress.com versus .org, a service versus a resource, and then we talked about themes, something that adds a certain flavor or style to your web page building and the design of your web page. And Yusuf gave some examples of why and when we would want a premium versus free theme. And last week we introduced plugins and we gave a general overview of plugins. And today we're going to be talking about premium versus paid plugins. Yusuf, how are you?
Good, my man. I look
I'm
fresh.
you look like you just you're feeling well and you're feeling good and healthy.
Absolutely, man. Health is an important thing. You
Awesome.
know?
So are you saddened by the conclusion of this series, my friend?
In a way, but guess what? We have something more coming up starting next week, another series. So it's gonna be a surprise. We're gonna have another series talking about a specific subject in depth.
Hmm.
See how we can tackle that.
So I think we're all excited about that new series, but let's finish this off one on the right foot. We brought up plugins, and plugins are something that change the functionality of your website. They allow you to do a variety of things, whether that's having an interactive form, having a discussion thread, having a job board, what have you.
Yeah.
So now today the conversation is centering around free plugins versus premium plugins. So give us a high level overview of the difference generally between free plugins and premium plugins.
Yeah, first of all, I mean, when you install the WordPress, which WordPress itself is free anyway, the
Mm-hmm.
template or the actual core theme. And the beauty behind that, once you install the WordPress, you can also, when you log into your dashboard, you will see that there are like more than thousands of free plugins that does so many different things based on your needs, right? So the benefit of the free plugins that comes within the WordPress depository system, the advantage that it's free. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, and you can use it for so many variety of tasks and functionality. So that is the one main benefit. Now, the I wouldn't say the disadvantage, but what I would say the opposite of the benefit is that because it's free, right? Because it's free, what happens sometime what happens that if WordPress releases a new update to the core theme itself, because the plugins are free, sometimes these developers they don't update it as well, so there might be some issue, right? Because if the plugin is not up to date, it can cause some problems, and so that's I would say those are the two. Those are the positive thing that it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. But the negative side of that, if God forbid, like WordPress released a new update and the developer did not update the plugin because it's free, you might come into some sort of issues, right?
So is it the support then, the support element of it?
Yeah. I mean, the support. If you go to the WordPress.org, the forum, you will see a lot of developers will probably answer the question for you. They will help you out. But the service and the support, it is as not as fast as the premium, because when you pay for the premium, because you paid for the service, these companies going to basically anytime WordPress releases a new update, they quickly release their own update. If there's an issue with the plugin, you can always get in touch with the developer because you paid for it through ticketing system or through email to engage with them and ask them for help. Hey, I'm having some issues. Can you look into it? So the benefit of having a premium plugin, it's for the support, for the quality, and for the constant update, like the security update and the functionality update. So those are the two difference. But initially, when you build a website as a beginner, when you learn things as a beginner, you don't always have to go with the premium. Just stick with the free for right now and see if it's usable, see if it does what it does. Now, that doesn't mean all the free plugin don't get the update. They do, because they have some developers that are very passionate about making sure that these plugins gets a lot of download, and whenever there's an update, they can also update it. But in some cases, you will notice that for some reason, this particular specific plugin that I've been using for like 2 or 3 years, for some reason, there's no update coming through, and it's causing some crashing issues with this website because of that. Make sense? So those are the benefits and the disadvantage and the advantage of having a premium plugin and a free plugin. The second thing, a lot of premium plugin are sophisticated in a sense that if you want something very, very specific, you will find like really amazing plugin for that. So for example, let's say you want to add a plugin with a map, like a visual map of, let's say, the United States, and you have a location on different state, and you want the location to be dynamic, for example, right? So to build that from scratch is going to be very expensive, right? Because you have to pay the developer. But guess what? There's a premium plugin for that, okay? So the question is right now, when you download or when you install or activate the free plugin, sometime you'll notice within the WordPress platform, these free plugins recently, what they're doing right now, they are moving in the direction of becoming premium.
Yep.
Well, you can use the free, and if you want to use the premium, you can just pay extra, maybe like once a year or one-time fee. Okay, so they are heading to that direction. Okay, now to buy premium plugins, there is a website called themeforest.net. If you go to themeforest.net and under the, I think it's called Code Canyon, because ThemeForest has a subcategories. So one of the subcategories, you can buy all these amazing plugins. They're all premium. They're all tested, right? And ThemeForest makes sure that these are like legit developers that put together. That's how you find their premium plugins. And sometimes there are separate companies that just build plugins for WordPress, right? But they are premium. For example, there's some plugin for ADA compliancy, which is okay. There's some plugin for sophisticated application generation or making some type of a complicated application using like gravityform.com, for example, which is a premium plugin, or happyform.me. So you will find these premium. You can see the download. You can see the support system. You can see the prices that they offer, whether it's a yearly. Most of them, I would say either a one-time fee or is a yearly process, or based on per website. So if you're going to build a website, you can only pay for this one particular plugin for this particular website. If you're an agency, if you're a developer, you can pay like maybe $250 to $300 a year, a full license, which allows you to use the same plugin on multiple sites for your clients, as an example.
So is it correct to assume that if I am using a premium theme, that it's going to be more resource intensive, or not necessarily? And obviously I'm asking that due to hosting requirements.
That is a beautiful question, because what happened if you, for example, install the free plugin, because these developer assume that you are a developer and you know how to figure things out, right? So the process of configuring, finding more information might be a little bit tedious, because you have to go to the forum, you have to, do some search on YouTube to find out more information about it, right? But with the premium, the beautiful thing about the premium plugin, guess what? It comes with a well-documented documentation. And the documentation shows you step by step with images and sometimes with videos. And sometimes the documentation or the premium plugin comes with additional files and extra resources that you will not find on the free plugins. So that's another beautiful thing, because, for example, let's say you want to install Gravity Form, which is a form plugin that you can make any kind of form on the website for a job, for application, or anything complicated, right? So it comes with full documentation from A to Z on how to use the plugin itself, with images and examples and additional resources, and plus support in case you get stuck you can basically get in touch with the Gravity Form community, whether through the social or through their website, and have that communication and resolve the issue like in a short period of time, instead of like just kind of doing more research with the free one.
And what's interesting, what you mentioned earlier in terms of most of the they give you the free plugin and they're moving to the subscription model. I've also noticed that some of the subscription models, which were just like yearly based,
Yes,
they've gone now to a monthly plan.
yes, this is a very good lesson for people that want to get into the WordPress development. You want to be a WordPress developer, theme developer, plugin developer. Now you can make additional income, not just by building sites for your clients, excuse me, but also selling these services, selling these plugins that you specifically made, right? So that's like an additional income coming in. You know what I mean?
Is there a way to make plugins without knowing coding? Like, is there like something you can use that helps you make plugins, or do you need to be a proper and pure developer?
You have to be a developer because the plugin itself is a program, it's a software. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Same thing with the theme. So you have to be a developer. Like you have to know PHP, you have to know CSS, you have to know all the. But mainly WordPress is built on PHP background, right? But if you learn multiple programs like CSS, Java, and whatnot, that can definitely help you as a programmer, as a developer, because now you can just build stuff. And if you have the business mindset, you can create new plugins and tools and sell them, right? Or license them. You know what I mean?
So now we talked about some of the different services. If I get a premium plugin, I might, while it's more resource intensive, maybe I'll get support, I'll get more documentation, I'll maybe get access to a community. If I'm having some development issues, maybe you can create a ticket and they'll help you resolve the issue.
Correct.
Give us some good examples of some of the nice premium themes out there that you find a lot of websites using, or your clients and customers using, and what they do for a website. You gave the example of Gravity Form. So what are some more?
Gravity Form is one. I would also say Updraft Plus for backup. They have a lot of additional services. Also, for example, event plugins. Like if you do some type of event, set up an event locally, you can have an event plugin for that. You can have a book an appointment plugin if you do a consultation, where you can put the calendar with the availability of your time, for example, and the customer can basically select the time and also make a payment. So these are some of the stuff. In fact, if you go to, let me see, can I share the screen? Let's see. Let me show you what kind of plugins are there.
Of course, yeah.
Let me see if I can share the screen here.
Of course.
All right, let's see. All right, can you all see this theme forest? Sometimes they call it event to market. Y'all can see that, right? Let's see. So for example, under the code, right? So this is the WordPress, all WordPress templates and themes. So under the code, let's see what kind of, there are more than 33,000 plugins. Okay. So if I do a search for, let's say, booking, let's see. So there you go. There's a plugin for booking an appointment. See that? Tons of plugins that you can choose from.
Can you find these? Can you find what you're finding right now on ThemeForest or through the ThemeForest link? Can you find them on WordPress.org as well?
No, because these are premium. The premium are not part of the WordPress depository. Sometimes yes, you can. Maybe sometime they put it both. They put it on the ThemeForest, whoever developed it, and also on WordPress. But in most cases, you won't find these on WordPress. That's why because the premium is outside the WordPress.
And this is safe and vetted.
Absolutely, because what you do, for example, let's say you want to pick this plugin. So what are the process? There are a few things you have to really take into consideration. I mean, maybe the price is one thing, but I'm going to give you a couple of tips. The first thing is, who is the author of the plugin? Like, who is the author of the plugin? if you can get in touch with the author or the developer through social media, if the author responds within 24 hours, that's a very good thing. The second thing you look for is how many sale. Look at this one, 11,000 sale, right? And look at the comments. Read some of these comments, 5,000 comments. And anything you buy, whether it's a plugin or theme, should not be less than 4 star. It should be 4 or more. So this one has 4.5 stars.
Yeah,
right?
and out of 11,000 sales, that's very good.
Yeah, and of course you can see when was the last time it was updated. So it looks like February of this year, not too long, and it was created.
It shows you also the compatibility. That's nice.
Yes, you can see if it's compatible, high resolution, compatible with the most of the popular browsers, compatible with the latest WordPress update. So this one, unfortunately, this is compatible with the WooCommerce, other programming languages like a JavaScript, CSS, and PHP. And the good thing is it is compatible with the latest WordPress update. So this is good, right? And you can see some example how it works. Look at that. You see how it works. Then let's see. But the only problem is I don't see a documentation that comes with this one. So you have to look at this sort of thing. You can also preview it. See, I can click on live preview and see how it functions and how it looks. So you see that. So this is how it looks on a website. For example, you see this is how it looks. I can pick the date. I can book an appointment, and so forth. Okay. Now, this sort of information you're not gonna find it with the free plugin from the backend of WordPress. But with the theme forest, for example, they give a lot of details. They give a lot of information, so you can make the best decision for your business need. Look at these examples. Look at these different colors, custom fields, right? I mean, there's so much information. See that? And all these comments from other customers who bought the product, and they give their feedback. And what other features comes with it? Is some of these features that you really need, or it's part of your project that you wanted, you can see it from here. Make sense? So this is the beauty of having a premium, especially ThemeForce is very well-known sites. A lot of, and they also basically double check with the quality. They double check with everything because they're not going to put something that is going to cause a harm to your business because they also want to make money. Make sense? So they don't want to lose that. So just for a booking plugin, there are like several that you can go through and see exactly which one do you want, right? Let's say if there's can you think of any other plugin or any other functionality that you want for your website, Imran?
Video conferencing.
Let's see, video conference. Let's see if it's available. There you go, video events listener. That's it, only one.
Okay, let's type in newsletter subscription.
Oh, that's probably a ton.
Yeah.
Group newsletters, Mailster, WooCommerce configuration, MailFit. See, there are tons.
But now you left ThemeForest and you're on Code Canyon. So what's the difference?
No, ThemeForest, ThemeForest has all this. So Code Canyon is part of ThemeForest. Does that make sense? So ThemeForest, what they did, they basically put a different category for ease of use. So let's go back in this. So ThemeForest has the code. This for the plugins. They also have graphics. They also have stock photos. They also sell, guess what, audio for your podcast or for YouTube videos. See, you can have all these musics that you can buy, use it for your podcast. See that? Isn't that pretty cool? Let's imagine that's your podcast. Right? So you can buy audio. You can also buy video, like in After Effects video, motion graphics from for Mac. You can use these video. Look at more than 1.6 million. So here, let's say if you want to do digital marketing. Let's say you want to do an intro for digital marketing video for your show, right? Look at all these videos that you can use for your intro. You can use for your, for your projects. Make sense? So ThemeForest has everything. So excuse me. ThemeForest has everything, not just WordPress. They also have After Effects. But the code is mostly for like plugins.
So the code is not a plugin itself. The code is to take what an existing plugin and make it function in a different way.
The code area is for plugins. You are buying the plugins.
So code means plugins.
Yes. In ThemeForest, in their website, that's how they put it together. That's how they put it like that. Okay. So that's a ThemeForest thing. It has nothing got to do with what we were talking about. Makes sense? They just call it code. Okay. So they call it Code Canyon. And for video, they call it Video Hive. For audio, they call it Audio Jungle. This is just ThemeForest thing. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So don't get confused. Yeah. But they have a lot of stuff. It's an amazing resource website. I know this is not a WordPress related, but it has other stuff beside WordPress templates and WordPress plugins. Make sense?
Mazboot Mia, brother.
Mia, 100%.
So I guess we gave a nice overview of plugins, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, as Yusuf mentioned, the difference between free and premium plugins. Let
me show the free one too, because the free one can be on the back end of your website when you log into WordPress. You can also find it under the WordPress.org, right? If you go to WordPress.org, you can find the plugin right here. You see, themes or plugin. These are the same one. When you log in, it's on the back end of your WordPress website because it's connected to the network. So here you see all these plugins. See, there's an MP plugin. There is a bunch of plugins. Classic Editor, Anti-Spam, Jetpack, a Forum. You can do the same search here. You can do a search for, let's say, booking. 50,000 plugin they have here for free. 50,000. Look, all this booking calendar. You see that? Booking plugins. The one that you saw in ThemeForest is different, but this one, it's all approved by WordPress. These are free. You see that? These are all free, but they also have, some of them, they also have like an additional, a premium version. Sometimes they say donate. See, they don't even charge it. They say, hey, if you can donate, would appreciate it. See, these are completely free. See, this is how the plugin looks like. This is how you configure it. So they got some basic steps. Okay, so that's how you can also use the free plugin from the WordPress itself, and see if that basically helps with your business, helps with the need of the website.
Cool. So we covered WordPress, we covered themes, we covered plugins, we covered developing versus out-of-the-box solutions. So, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look like we're going to have any questions here today. So,
right.
We thank you for watching our second series. Our first one was about building, an effective website. During these times, we started off the series because of COVID and wanted to help people move their businesses from on-site to online.
Yes.
Go forward with this digital transformation. And now we completed this series, which is on WordPress. It was a 6-part series. So stay tuned for some announcements this week. And Sunday we'll be starting a new series.
Yeah, well, and the series is going to be relevant and connected to whatever we started from the website to the WordPress. So everything we're going to talk about is going to be relevant to the digital, to the website, to the business itself, right? So that way it's not going to be a completely different topic.
There we go. So guys, thanks again. I'm Imran. This is Yusuf, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a nice one, guys.